Welcome back to Wines du Jour. We've just been served our Pinot Noir and the pairing to go along with the Pinot Noir. Now, I have to tell you, most people probably know that when you go to a restaurant and you order something that's in season like asparagus, you will get, when it's served to you on a plate, you'll probably get a little hollandaise sauce over the top of it. That's very common. But when you get a filet mignon and they bring it to you Oscar, that means crab. Remember that pound of crab over there? Okay. They've got some extra. So they take that and put it on top of a filet mignon. Ay, ay, ay. And with that then, a nice little asparagus with a little hollandaise sauce on it. Now, how damn bad can that be? You know what I mean? Then you're going to have a nice taste of Pinot Noir from Monterey, the 2010 J. Lohr, what they call their Falcon's Perch Pinot Noir. Now, what in the heck is a Falcon's Perch? Well, if you're familiar with the wine country, you know that especially when they start talking about organic and sustainability and so on, they talk about getting rid of the varmints without doing it with chemicals. So what do? They take owls and they take falcons. Those are the two birds that love to eat those little beasties. And they take a pole, and you've probably seen these if you've driven by a vineyard before. There'll be a pole in the air, maybe in the middle of the vineyard. It's about, maybe 8 or 10 inches in diameter and 20 feet high. And at the top of it is a little bird perch, or a birdhouse, if you will. Now, we call them, depends on whether it's for an owl or whether it's for a falcon. That bird and both of them love the rodent, so they build the perch a little bit different depending on what they're trying to attract there. And the falcon will find this, and that's what's happened at this particular winery in Monterey, is that they have falcons come up and eat the varmints, if you will. So that keeps everything cool for you and I. So Falcon's Perch is what they call this particular wine. And Pinot Noir, as you probably know, is without a question the most difficult grape in the world to grow. It doesn't like a lot of things. It doesn't like too much wind, too much rain, too much heat, early sunshine. There's just an awful lot of things that it doesn't like. And what that means is the grape doesn't grow happily, if you will, and consequently when you make a bottle of wine, it isn't going to be all that good. And that tells you, and I'm about to remind you if you don't already know, that is that all Pinot Noir is not outstanding. There's a lot of Pinot Noir that's, let's just call it mediocre. This happens to be a Pinot Noir that's very happy. This is a good quality Pinot Noir. And one of the typical things when you swirl your Pinot Noir in your glass for about 10 seconds and stick your nose down in there, first of all, you notice that this is a beautiful garnet color. It's not black and it's not just, red. It's garnet color. It's a little different than typical. And what I smell here is something that's not uncommon in Pinot Noir, but not common in a lot of other red wines, and that would be like a rose petal. A rose petal. Or you can actually smell the vanilla in this. That's, again, coming from the barrels that it was aged in. Now, what I like to do with Pinot Noir, and this is something you could do because everybody seems to love salmon. Now, we don't buy foreign farm-raised salmon. We leave that in the store. If it's farm-raised in America, okay. But if it's wild caught, that's what you want to get. And if you know how to smoke things with your barbecue, if you'd smoke that salmon for about 30 minutes or so, and then get yourself some beautiful crackers at the store, and take a little salmon that you just smoked, put it on a little cracker, have a bite of that with a little Pinot Noir, you're going to be in seventh heaven and you haven't had to cook. We got to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this, so don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Marla.
I'm Raymond.
And we enjoyed the filet tonight.
Absolutely.
I like the crab on top of it. The Oscar preparation of the filet was excellent. It added a saltiness and a butteriness that I wasn't quite expecting, but it was excellent.
I'm not usually a fan of asparagus, but the Oscar, the filet, and the asparagus work very well together, especially with the Pinot Noir.